Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Okay, last piece of news. We've got Oklahoma lawmaker targets furries in school with bill to involve animal control.
What?
This was sent to me by Fennec. And this was the one that was like, after I had planned everything out, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to cover that, aren't I? And this is again from Fox News.
Wait, hold on. Don't tell me this has any kind of reference to like school kids or classrooms being issued litter boxes so that children can pee in it.
Not explicitly, but it's basically that. Yeah, so this is really short, so we're not going to go far with this. But so this is Oklahoma HB 3084. The bill, authored by Representative Justin Humphrey, would prohibit students who purport to be an imaginary animal or species from participating in school curriculum and activities.
What?
The bill would also prohibit students who engage in anthropomorphic behavior, also known as furries, from class. Now, the first part of that is like, if a kid actually thinks they are an animal of some kind other than humans, which humans are animals, but for the sake of the rest of this discussion, I'm just going to refer to humans versus animals. So a kid that actually thinks they are an animal, that is something that would be handled by a mental health professional. But like, here's the thing, like, that would be a mental health issue. They are now saying we are going to deny education to this child because they have a mental problem, as opposed to just like, let's get them the help they need.
Yeah.
Because it's not get them the help they need so that they can continue to thrive in the school curriculum and activities. It is bar them from participating in the school curriculum and activities. But then
I feel like this just doesn't, like, no, I'm not a furry, but I also feel like I at least basically understand like what a furry is. And I feel like children that are going to school, like high school, I'm guessing, I mean, they're not dressing as furries and going to school and everything. Like, I feel like this
is a question that my partner had with this is, so, okay, well, first off, this is very poorly worded. Thank you, Fox News. You can't fucking write for shit. But students who engage in anthropomorphic behavior, anthropomorphic is a word that means behaving like a human. Like, when you anthropomorphize something, you take something that is not human and give it human qualities. So if they're behaving anthropomorphically, then that means you don't think they are human, but they're trying to act like they are. So, like, that is just completely nonsensical to begin with. Like, kids that act human can't go to school. But with what they intend...
They'll act like Ron DeSantis.
Oh, yes.
Remember to smile. Smile.
Did you see
human.
that? Did you see that thing? I forget whether it was on a like it was on one of the late night show things where they did like a segment of like talking about Ron DeSantis, and it was like a fake advertisement for a drug that could fix the fact that when you smile, it looks like you just sat on your own testicles.
This man, who was born unable to smile normally, is now sort of doing it. This is Ron DeSantis. He suffers from Frownington's disease, which causes his smile to look more like he's wincing from sitting on his own testicles.
He needs that.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. It was all about Ron DeSantis. If you take this drug, then it will make you more normal. So, like, Ron DeSantis used to be even worse than this, but now he only looks like he just sat on his own testicles instead. But, anyway, if we go with what this bill is trying to do with furries, people who like to dress up as animals, like, my partner had the questions, like, how far does this go? Like, does this include a kid who wears, like, a hat ear headband to school? Or a hoodie that, like, the hood is some sort of animal thing. Like, would that be?
That's what I was trying to get at. I feel like the person that wrote this bill thinks that furry is what furry means is a child that goes to school and meows at people because they think that they're a cat. and then
I
they
have
require.
I have a fucking kindergartner. He meows at everybody. That's actually so. He's my stepkid, and we have been having some issues with like it's a complicated situation, and you're he doesn't necessarily always like. He likes me, but he doesn't feel like he's allowed to like me. And so but like he's 4 or 5. I think he's 5, whatever. He's young enough that it's like it's a very complicated situation for him. And one of the ways we started bonding is he's started acting like a cat, and he just meows all the time. And so like when he's like acting like he's mad at me, I will like look over him and go, "Meow." And then he grins at me, gives me a huge smile because he loves it. And it's hilarious and it's great. And it's a bonding experience that we have. So he still like acts like he doesn't like me, but I can see that you have fun when I go, "Meow." And we have whole cat conversations where he like meows back at me, and it's great. But like, that's a normal thing for kindergartners to do. I actually, when I was a kid, my parents almost put me in therapy because I acted like a cat so much that they were like, there might be something wrong with this kid.
Mm-hmm.
So like, this is something that we bonded over. Is like, I told them like, hey, when I was your age, I did the same thing.
Right. Well, and I mean, again, like the person that wrote this bill kind of seems like they're from an era where if you did something like that, your parents would like beat the cat out of you or something.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I mean, that's what I get from this. I don't know who Justin Humphrey is or how old he is or anything like that, but it just feels like somebody that's like, well, you just need to beat that cat out of him, and and basically force your child to act what they deem to be appropriate, right? And I don't know, it just seems incredibly, this entire thing seems incredibly like toxic or abusive.
You want to know how it gets worse though?
Oh, how?
So according to this bill, if a parent cannot pick up a student found in violation of this bill, then Animal Control Services will be contacted to remove the student.
Are you fucking kidding? Do you know how fucking livid I would be if I couldn't get out of work or I couldn't miss a meeting or something like that to go and pick my kid up because the fucking jimmies of the local Christians are flustered?
What the fuck do you do if you work in animal control and you get one of these calls? Like, no, I'm not coming to trap a kid. Fuck like, off with that noise.
I know we're animal services and humans are animals, but this seems like a human services situation.
But this also kind of gives away the game here, because like one of the excuses that they will frequently give with regards to like, oh, I can't refer to a trans person with their preferred pronouns because that would be enabling their delusion. It's like, what is more like if a kid actually has a delusion that they are an animal, calling animal control on them would reinforce that delusion. You didn't call humans, you didn't call my parents to come and get me. You didn't, well, I mean, they probably did, but the parents can't. But like, you didn't call police that deal with human beings. You didn't call an organization that deals with human beings, or like FACS, in Canada, FACS is Family and Children's Services. It's like Child Protective Services in the States. Like, you didn't call one of those organizations. You called animal control. So I must be actually an animal. You have now just affirmed my delusion. But like, you can't call a trans man he, because that would affirm their delusion. And we don't want to do that because we are concerned with their mental health. Fuck off. You're not concerned with anybody's mental health. You just want to make a fucking stand.
Yeah.
You just want to be loud and get your sound bites in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely don't care about actually helping people. And I feel like recently it's actually been fairly well established that they don't care, because it's like, well, when Uvalde happened, or any of the other school shootings that happened here in the States, after that, they tried to pass mental health laws and everything, and the Republicans voted against that. And they said that mental health was the primary driver for all these school shootings and everything, but
they vote against mental health care.
Which means that they don't actually care about solving problems. They need the problems so that they can push their own bullshit. Yeah. And they don't want to fix the problems, because then they don't have a reason to push, their bullshit.
Fennec brings up a good point. Wait, can we also talk about how comparing people to animals is like a thing that genocidal people do? Yeah, dehumanization is one of the stages of genocide.
And racist ideology too.
There are people in the chat that are like, they are animals, they are primates. Like I said at the beginning, though, like, we are talking about like human animals versus non-human animals. It's just easier to say animals in this case rather than specify that every single time. But yeah, no, this is one of the stages of genocide, is dehumanizing people. And like, this is clearly a dig at trans people, because this is the thing that's always brought up with trans people, even though it never fucking happens. They'll be like, oh, trans people can't be, like, we can't accommodate trans people because, like, they will, then there will be trans species people who are demanding litter boxes be in the washrooms.